In this video we are going to see how the visions of Daniel 2 and 7 are closely related to the 13th chapter of Revelation. The chapters in the book of Revelation which we will be studying deal almost entirely with the powers which succeeded the old Roman Empire. We need to remember what it said in Daniel 7 about the first four beasts. As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time. We see this verified when we read the description of the sea beast of Revelation chapter 13. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority. We can see by this description that the sea beast of Revelation chapter 13 has in it parts of a lion, a bear and a leopard which are depicted in Daniel 7. It had absorbed the culture, philosophy and religions of Babylon, Medo-Persia and Greece. That was the makeup of the pagan Roman Empire, the Iron Monarchy of Rome. However, as noted in Daniel 7, the successor to the old Roman Empire grew out of that empire and after Rome had become divided into the various nations of Europe. That division is indicated by the 10 horns on the fourth beast of Daniel 7 and the 10 toes of the image in Daniel 2. The invasions by the barbaric tribes in the 4th and 5th centuries caused the fall of the Roman Empire and is usually considered to have been fully accomplished by 476 AD. Therefore, the horn power which succeeded to power after Imperial Rome fell, came up after 476 AD. But who is represented by that horn power? We can let the historian give us the answer. Following is a reference taken from a college history book written by W.K. Ferguson, Professor of History, New York University, and Jeffrey Brune, Lecturer in History, Columbia University. On page 106 of their book entitled, A Survey of European Civilization, we read, as the old pagan Roman Empire decayed, there grew up in its midst a new spiritual empire, which in course of time was to replace it in the West and to carry on in Western Europe the Roman tradition of unity in administration, law, language, and culture through the long chaotic centuries of the Middle Ages. Christianity was the one vital force and the Church the one living organism in the Roman world during the last 2 centuries of the Western Empire. When that empire disappeared, the Church, so far as was possible, took its place. The popes took over the universal authority of the emperors, and the episcopal hierarchy filled the void left by the withdrawal of the imperial administration. Here we have a clear indication regarding what power succeeded to the authority and power of Imperial Rome. It was the popes as head of the Holy Roman Empire who filled the void left by the withdrawal of the imperial administration. The pagan Roman Empire had given way to the Holy Roman Empire. In Daniel 7, the Holy Roman Empire power is symbolized by the stout horn, and in Revelation chapter 13, by the composite sea beast. If we compare the characteristics and activities of the stout horn of Daniel 7 and the sea beast of Revelation chapter 13, we see the striking similarities. The horn power of Daniel 7 grew out of and succeeded to the power and authority of the pagan Roman Empire. In Revelation chapter 13 it tells us that the dragon gave the sea beast his power, and his seat, and great authority. The dragon mentioned here is the same dragon who stood before the woman in Revelation chapter 12 to devour her Christ child as soon as it was born. We know from Matthew chapter 3 that it was King Herod, an official of the pagan Roman Empire, who tried to destroy the Christ child at his birth. The stout horn had a mouth speaking great words against the Most High, and the sea beast also had a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. The stout horn made war with the saints, and the sea beast also made war with the saints. The stout horn was able to continue his nefarious work for 3.5 times or 3.5 years. The sea beast also was able to continue its activities for 42 months. A period of 42 months does not seem to be much time for it to accomplish its diabolical work. However, when we understand that in Bible prophecy, a day or time represents a year, which in the Jewish calendar had 360 literal days, 42 months is a long time. A time or year in these prophecies must be taken to be 360 literal years as noted in Ezekiel and Numbers. Thus we can see that the sea beast continued its blasphemous activities for 1260 literal years, until it received its deadly wound mentioned in Revelation chapter 13. That occurred in the year 1798 AD. We will learn more about that when we cover the beast that arises out of the bottomless pit in Revelation chapter 11. The second beast depicted in Revelation chapter 13, who makes an image to the sea beast, arose out of the earth. He is often referred to as the land beast. The rising up out of the earth is peculiar to this beast. All the beasts depicted in Daniel 7 and the sea beast of Revelation chapter 13 came up out of the sea. The waters symbolize peoples, and multitudes, and nations, and tongues according to Revelation. Those beasts rising out of the sea arose in the populated regions of the earth, like Europe or the Middle East. Since earth is the opposite of waters, it follows that the land beast arose in an area not populated with multitudes and peoples. The timing of the rise of the land beast happens when the sea beast is going into captivity. That is indicated in verse 10. It reads, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword." The sea beast imprisoned and killed the saints of God for 1260 years, but the time comes when the beast is taken captive and its agents killed by the sword. That happened in 1798, as we shall see in our next video. And at that time, the land beast is seen arising out of the earth. But what great world power was beginning to rise on the world scene in 1798 and which would eventually have the authority to cause the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. He also will cause all, both small and great, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. There is only one world power which fits that description. It is the United States of America. We should notice that, according to Revelation 13:11, when this land beast first appeared on the scene it had two gentle horns like a lamb. The lamb-like horns indicate youth, innocence, and gentleness, fitly representing the character of the United States. The Christian exiles who first fled to America sought an asylum from royal oppression and priestly intolerance, and they determined to establish a government upon the broad foundation of civil and religious liberty which sets forth the great truth that all men are created equal, and endowed with the inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Freedom of religious faith to worship God according to the dictates of his conscience was granted to all. Republicanism and Protestantism became the fundamental principles of the nation. But the beast with lamb-like horns ultimately speaks as a dragon. This is beginning to happen at the present time. And according to the prophecy, the USA will eventually enforce laws regarding worship and religious observances so that no one can buy or sell unless they receive the mark of the beast. There will be miracles and wonders performed through satanic power in order to deceive the masses. This will be the great final test which will decide everyone's destiny. That will also be the time when the 144,000 will proclaim a warning against the mark of the beast as indicated in Revelation chapter 14. That message will enlighten the world with the glory of God, as indicated in Revelation chapter 18 and Isaiah chapter 60. It will be the final call to receive the benefits of salvation, and will mark the end of human probation.
You can find the special truths for these end times by visiting https://prophecyalert.org. There you will find links to playlists of past informational videos in this series as well as new videos and publications as we produce them.